Welcome back, beautiful people. Are we ready for another treat for our beautiful furry little friends? For you that are coming back, I want to say thank you for coming back to another video of mine. For you people who are new, my name is Skelly, and I welcome you to my YouTube channel, Skelly by Nature. Here we make some natural treats for our dogs. That's what we're gonna do today. And I get another one that's a special one for you. It's a little different. Simple. 5 ingredients is all it is. The first thing that you want to do is preheat your oven at 350 degrees. Okay, so we need 2.5 cups of flour. Use a whole wheat flour. Make sure it's not a bleached flour or anything like that. We also need a 1/2 cup of applesauce. Make sure, again, this is an unsweetened applesauce or a natural applesauce. You can even go as far as buying your own apples and cutting them up and then putting them through a processor. Or you can buy canned applesauce. Just make sure there's no sugar added to it, okay? So take a look. Make sure you flip that label around and read it, okay? No sweeteners, just basically apples, okay? So the next thing that we're going to need is we're going to need a 1/2 cup of pumpkin. When you go to the store, you can make sure you buy pure pumpkin, okay? Not the pumpkin pie mix, not the puree. We just want pure pumpkin. If it's seasonal and you can get yourself a pumpkin, that's your best route, is natural pumpkin, and you just scoop it right out, seeds and all. So since we don't have seeds, we're also going to need 1/2 cup of pumpkin seeds. The next thing that we're going to need is 1/3 cup of blueberries. Okay, not too many blueberries. I use just regular blueberries. If your dog's not used to blueberries, you may want to slowly introduce them. You may want to do kind of a little smaller amount of blueberries and see how your dog. Because sometimes blueberries can be a little challenging for dogs, and if you've got a dog with say a sensitive stomach or something like that. So those are the 5 ingredients that we basically need. Real simple. A couple other things that we're going to need is we're going to need a spatula. Okay, make sure you get yourself a nice good spatula and a roller, and make sure you get yourself a nice cutout. Okay, so today I'm going with some hearts because I love my puppies and they deserve some love. And so again, when you pick your cutter, you can do a cutter, or you can do them the same way as you would a cookie, okay, and just put circles. But I like to use a little cutout, and I'll show you that way. The other thing that we're going to want is some trays, okay? So you can do 2 things. You're going to need 2 to 3 trays, depending on the size of your trays. I coat mine with a little whole wheat flour. If you don't want to do that, you can use parchment paper and cover it with parchment paper. That's absolutely fine too. The other thing that I do is, since I'm going to be rolling out on my glass table, I keep a little bit of extra flour off to the side. And the other thing that you're going to want to have is, just in case, sometimes this batter can be a little on the thicker end. So I keep myself a little bit of water, little cup of water off to the side, just to be safe in case we need it a little later. So let's get right down to it, shall we? So the first thing that we're going to do is, like I said, grind up your pumpkin seeds. You can take your pumpkin seeds and put them in the processor and grind them up that way. Like I told you earlier, I keep mine a little bit on the wholer end. The reason I do that is because a whole pumpkin seed, or pumpkin seeds themselves, we humans and dogs don't exactly break that seed down. So what happens is for both us and dogs, the pumpkin seed actually helps clean out toxins that we have inside our intestines. As we pass that seed through, it's scraping the walls, which allows for, to cleaning, or for dogs, if they have parasites, it also helps clean off parasites, if there's any parasites they have, or anything like that. So that's why I like to keep mine a little on the whole end. So your first step is grind up your pumpkin seeds. I've already done that, so we're going to move on to the next step. Now we're going to throw blueberries. So I got my food processor. You can use a food processor, you can use a blender. This dough doesn't come out too thick sometimes, or if it does, we can add a little water to it. So we're going to throw our blueberries in. Then we're going to add some applesauce. So I'm going to throw that applesauce in there. So the nice thing about the applesauce is there's a lot of nice benefits to apples. You want to be careful, with applesauce, or if you're gonna make your own, make sure you peel it first. If you can really chop up the peel, that's good too. Matter of fact, that like most fruits, the more benefits actually come from the skin itself, usually. So we're gonna throw the applesauce in. We're gonna throw some pumpkin in. Whoa! Here comes my pre-cleaner. It's gonna clean that bowl up nice and clean. I won't even know it was dirty. Okay, so now we get that chopped up a little bit. So the next step we're gonna do is we're gonna throw in the pumpkin seeds, and then we're gonna throw in the flour. Okay. So once we have that done, again, we're just going to blend it all right up. Okay, so now we have our batter mixed. As you can see, we got a nice little batter. Mine's got some good consistency. It's not too dry. So I'm okay, so I don't need to add any water. But here's where, if you need to add a little water, go ahead, throw a little water in there too, and it'll help loosen it up a little bit. So I'm just going to scrape my stuff clean here. And so the next step, what we're going to do is we're going to roll this out. What you want to do is you want to probably roll it out to about ½ inch or so. Like I said, if there's some blueberries, still pieces of blueberry, that's okay. Your dogs aren't going to complain. As we're doing this, I'm going to explain the benefits of each piece that we're using and why this is beneficial. I'm sure some of you have already know that I'm not a big fan of dogs biscuits that you can buy in the store. So this is a nice recipe. It's not expensive. You're probably going to get 25, 30 pieces. It all depends on the size of your cutter. So keep that in mind. If you got a big dog, you're probably going to go some bigger pieces, so you're going to have to put a little less. So now we got our dough kind of easily rolled out. And I'm just going to take one of my trays that I've got here. Like I said, I coated mine with a little bit of flour. So as I make the cuts, I can put them right in. So these treats are, like I said, a little different. You're giving your dog a little bit of a flavor. That's not too common between the pumpkin and the blueberry. It's been years since I've been in a dog store, so I don't know what what kind of treats that you can get for them anymore. But the other thing I'm going to tell you too is keep your cutout simple. You can go with a dog cutout, a dog-shaped cutout, but the problem is sometimes when you're doing this, the batter actually, you end up losing legs on the dog or things like that. So try to keep your cutter simple. There's a lot of good benefits to these. So with the apples, apples are high in fiber, and they got a lot of water, a lot of water content, and so with that, you get, you help the water keeps your dogs hydrated, which is a good thing. We don't want our dogs to be dehydrated. They're good for weight loss. Apples are good for heart health. They are also good for lowering your the blood pressure, and apples also promote good gut bacteria. Okay, so it helps with gut health, which is very important. I think a lot of times we forget about things like gut health, and your digestion. Good digestion leads to good health, and it's just simple. Um, so there's a lot of antioxidants that you can find, and anti-inflammatory type of compounds found in apples, um, and so again, that helps if you've got, say, an older dog, that might be, have when dogs get old, they get inflammation a little bit and sore muscles and things like that. So this helps with that, and so that's the good thing about apples as well, is they help promote good bone health. And they actually, something that I had learned not too long ago, apples actually help with the keeping your mind sharp. I never realized that. I never, we always heard an apple a day keeps the doctor away, and it goes with our dogs as well. And it helps regenerate cells in our brain, and it also helps in declining of certain things. So that's a good thing. um, so same with pumpkin. The nice thing with pumpkin is loaded with vitamins and minerals, and one of the big things with pumpkin, or one of the major benefits of pumpkin, is the vitamin A. There's a lot of vitamin A, and the vitamin A actually helps with their eyes. Dogs get glaucoma and cataracts later in life, and so you can help your dog's vision, um, and that will also help them in their older ages. Um, the other nice thing with pumpkin is, again, pumpkin's loaded with fiber and water, and vitamin C, which helps boost the immune system. It helps prevent some types of cancer. It improves their skin and their coat, where they're not, because of the lack. If they're dehydrated, if your dog's itching a lot, usually it has two things. It's either probably allergies, that our dogs might be reacting to. Poor diet is another reason. Especially, I get a baby pitty, and I have a lot of clients with pit bulls, and the one thing with pit bulls is you get, they get redness to their skin, and a lot of that has to do with poor dog food. Can actually, it creates dehydration in a dog, and so the pumpkin helps with that. It makes it so they're not so dehydrated. It keeps their skin coat and their fur nice and shiny. And so that's another good benefit with the pumpkin. So as you can see, the pieces that I didn't remove, I'm just removing with a spatula. Don't worry if you kind of mess the shapes up a little bit. It's okay. They're not going to get upset. So now that we're done, you just saw me remove the negative, or what we call the negative. The nice thing with the pumpkin is again, it helps with the parasites, the fiber. It's loaded with fiber, which is good for, helps with a little bit of weight loss. So if you get a dog that's a little on the hefty side, it helps helps them with their digestion, what it does is it actually keeps them. Everyone knows that you could feed your dog and he'll eat again. And the reason is because dogs tend to always think they're hungry. And the nice thing with the fiber and the pumpkin is that it allows them to have that feeling of fullness, you know. So as again, we just roll out another piece and we start cutting again. So we're going to go to blueberries, and the thing with blueberries is, again, blueberries, you know, are very good for us and they're very good for your dog. And part of it is they're extremely rich in antioxidants and vitamins and minerals, and you know, so this is stuff that you're not getting out of your dog food. So like the vitamin C, that there's a lot, it's very rich in vitamin C. That again helps with the skin and heart health. Blueberries are also very high in fiber. You know, the high in fiber helps with the stomach and everything else. And so the other thing with blueberries too is blueberries are very, very low in calories. And they're low in calories, but they're very high, very rich in nutrition, in nutrients. And so there's a lot of good benefits that you get from it with a very low calorie. It also helps with, blueberries help with cell damage. It helps repair cells. It makes it so that cells aren't going to break down as much. And again, blueberries also help with bone health. And so those are some of the advantages of doing that. You know, a lot of people hear that fruit isn't good for dogs. Absolutely false. That's what's missing in a lot of our dog foods is these fruits and you know, the stuff for general health and better health. You know, by feeding your dog natural food, you're going to increase the life of your dog, okay? Studies have shown that dogs who eat real food have a potential of living you know, you're going to add at least 3 years onto your dog. Now that we've got our cutouts done, now we're going to put it into the oven. Our oven should be preheated by now. So what we're going to want to do is put them in there. Now, you're going to want to put them in for about 30 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and put these in the oven, and I'm going to come back and see you again in 30 minutes. Okay, welcome back. So, our cookies should be done. You should have a nice stiff cookie. Sometimes you might feel that they're a little softer on the inside, but they do have a hard texture on the outside. But again, you may, these were done for 30 minutes. For you, you might adjust your time a little bit accordingly to what you like and what your dog likes. But once they're cool, these are cookies that last a good amount of time. If you want to put them in a sealed container, if you got a little doggy container or something like that, they're good for probably about a week in a container. I like to throw mine in a bag and put them in the fridge. They last a couple weeks in the fridge, or you can freeze them as well, and then pull them out as you need to. So we made roughly, I think there's like 36 cookies here, okay? So this is 36 good cookies, healthy for your dog, that probably cost me $3, okay? So this is the difference of taking the time, okay? Giving your dogs the love and the care and the time, saving you money as well, okay? So now that these are done, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope your dogs enjoy the cookies. I'm sure they will. And until next time, I will see you in the next video. Be beautiful. Be awesome. Have a good day.